gentlemen, to another exciting episode of We're Tired and Worn Out.
Nah, we're never tired. All in your imagination.
Somebody posted something on Facebook, and I made a quick comment, and I wanted to elaborate on it. Both of our dads served in World War II. On my mom's side of the family has served in every war at least up to World War II, from the American Revolution on, and I'm sure there are family members who served after World War II. I mean, I know my dad did, but I'm talking about my mom's side. My dad was an immigrant. His parents were both immigrants. I'm an immigrant. My sister's an immigrant. My wife's not an immigrant.
No.
Unless you want to consider immigrating from Illinois to New Ireland, or New Carey, but she's not from another country. Anyway, this picture was of I don't know if I have to go back and look, but a soldier, a Marine, I don't know what he was, I don't recall. And the way the uniforms have changed over the years. My dad was a career Army officer. My wife's father was in World War II, but he wasn't a career man. My dad served in the Canadian Merchant Navy during World War II, U.S. Army, then the U.S. Navy during Korea, U.S. Army in Vietnam. And he would have stayed in, but, he found out he had cancer, and he was terminal, so he went ahead and retired. Otherwise, he would have stayed in. He had already had 35 years in the service. But, as a kid, I wanted to be like my dad. I wanted to be a soldier. I'm glad I'm not. I'm glad I didn't take that path. Actually, to be honest with you, I could not take the path. And believe me, I did try. But I have hearing loss. I have significant hearing loss. And the military doesn't want people with significant hearing loss. So
you gotta be able to hear what's coming at you.
Yeah. But anyway, I am glad I am not participating in the military-industrial complex, the illegal and immoral wars, the colonialism that's going on. I want nothing to do with this. The other day, the government media finally started talking about U.S. troop casualties in Afghanistan. Haven't heard anything about that since Bush. It's going on, but you just don't hear about it. Oh, and the reason they talked about it is because they were trying to blame the Republicans, it's one political party with two different names, but they were trying to say, oh, well, it's because of the Republicans our troops can't get buried. Oh, that's nonsense. The government decides who they're going to fund, and they could be funding this if they wanted to. I mean, my gosh, Obama kept a federal golf course open so he could play golf, yet he wants...
That's so important.
Yeah, yet they try to shut down the ship channels and the bays, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you turn off nature? It's ridiculous. But my mom's family served, like I said, from the American Revolution on. And as far as I can see, the only legitimate war that they served in, well, two. One would have been the War for Confederate Independence, and one would have been the American Revolution. The only problem is, even though my mom's family is from the South, they arrived in Virginia in 1632 and moved to North Carolina in 1775. And actually, they served on both sides during the American Revolution. The Virginia side served on the side of the colonists, and the North Carolina side, I don't think they served, but they supported the Crown. And then during the War for Confederate Independence, I had two family members that were drafted they were literally drug away from home. And they were Yankee lovers. They were from North Carolina, yet they were Yankee lovers, and they did not support the South. Yet they were both drafted as being kind. I mean, maybe I'll put a link up to the story. They were literally drug away from home and forced to go into the Confederate Army. One was eventually hanged by the Confederacy, and I don't know about the other one. I don't even recall what unit the other one was with. It was Thomas Cuthrell and Charles Cuthrell were the two that served in the Confederate Army. It was Charles that was hanged. I believe it was Charles. Anyway, the eldest, of course, didn't have to go fight, and the eldest in the family was Alexander Cuthrell, and then Alex Cuthrell, who was my great-grandfather. But anyway, my wife has a phone call, so
You're Uncle Frank.
bye-bye.